Hello, Ashland. This is John Dennis Anderson speaking to you from Cape Cod in Massachusetts. As you know, I was supposed to be in Ashland this week performing as Ernest Hemingway talking about war, but instead we find ourselves fighting a war against a virus. But I look forward to seeing you next year. This will be my fifth time participating in the wonderful Ashland Chautauqua. The first time was as William Faulkner, then Robert Frost, Louis Bromfield, and Henry Beston. My performance as Hemingway is a fairly new one for me. I developed it in 2018 for the Oklahoma Chautauqua, and then I went on to perform as Hemingway for the Wellfleet Harbor Actors Theater here on Cape Cod, and also at the Hemingway Pfeiffer Museum in Piggott, Arkansas. The museum was the home of the Pfeiffer family, the in-laws of Hemingway in his second marriage to Pauline Pfeiffer, and it was where he wrote much of Farewell to Arms. I came to Hemingway actually through my interest in Faulkner. They were literary rivals, and I would have to say that Hemingway felt the rivalry more than Faulkner did. When I appeared in Ashland as Faulkner, I talked about Faulkner adapting the screenplay to Hemingway's novel To Have and Have Not for the movies. And it was on that movie set, famously, where Humphrey Bogart met and fell in love with Lauren Bacall, and they were subsequently married at Malabar Farm near Ashland. So the next year, I came back to Ashland to perform as Louis Bromfield, who, like Hemingway, drove ambulances in World War I, as also did Henry Beston. So Hemingway is now my third character who was an author who came of age driving ambulances in World War I. Although Hemingway was the only one of those three who was wounded doing so. Hemingway's wounding in the war was a traumatic experience for him. His mother said he was wounded into adulthood. In the introduction to an anthology titled Men at War that Hemingway edited, he wrote, "When you go to war as a boy, you have a great illusion of immortality. Other people get killed, not you. And then when you're badly wounded the first time, you lose that illusion. And you know it can happen to you." Hemingway's wounding in World War I influenced his novels The Sun Also Rises and A Farewell to Arms, as well as many of his short stories. His views of war were complicated, and his fiction reflected it. Hemingway also experienced revolutionary warfare in Cuba, and that was the backdrop for To Have and Have Not. He went on to cover the Spanish Civil War in the 1930s, and that war was the center of his novel in 1940, For Whom the Bell Tolls. In World War II, Hemingway again was embedded as a war correspondent, this time with an infantry regiment, and he even illegally took up arms and joined the battle. Next year, I'll be exploring with you Hemingway's complicated attitudes towards war. And I may be dropping in occasionally on screens like this between now and then. But until then, stay safe and be well.